Gunfire and explosions after a suicide bomber blows herself up. I'm Jonathan Bigliotti in Paris. I'll have the latest coming up.
Richmond police are searching for 3 teens. They say robbed a man who was volunteering his time to help the family of Officer Daniel Ellis.
We have some rain rolling through parts of our region at this very moment. It's a big system. Here comes a lot of rain, a lot of wind with this. I'll get into the timing on this coming up.
This is WKYT News at noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant. Here comes the rain.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. You said it. A huge system is pushing its way into the bluegrass region, dropping heavy showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the day.
We can see it coming. How wet is it going to be? How much of this can we expect before it's all said and done? Let's go straight to WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris, tracking the rainfall totals on our First Alert Defender.
Yeah, we talked about it this morning. The actual rain will actually be around I-75 and Lexington, roughly noontime, give or take. So what we're going to be seeing within the hour to about an hour and a half is that rain moving on into Lexington. Right now it's over Frankfort and work your way up into Owenton, go down toward Danville. Danville, you're not seeing it exactly at the moment. Give it another 30 minutes and it'll roll right into your neck of the woods. But that is going to be the case as we slide into the next several hours. Look, if you're in Taylor County, Marion County, far western zones, Washington County, yeah, you're in for it for the next, I would say, 3 hours or so. So that rain's not moving all that fast. You can see Frankfort with those roads pretty wet. Corbin, Lexington looking dry, and Jackson, you're going to be dry for quite some time. 68 degrees with that gusty rain sliding on through. Now, once this pushes through, all eyes then focus on the weekend, guys. And the weekend is going to be much different than what you're seeing here on the screen. I'll get right into that forecast coming up.
Thank you. And there's major world news at noon. French security teams raided an apartment building early this morning looking for the man behind Friday's deadly attacks in Paris.
Jonathan Bigliotti has the latest from Saint-Denis, just outside Paris.
Heavy gunfire and explosions rocked a Paris suburb. SWAT teams hit an apartment building looking for the mastermind of the terror attacks.
I heard some explosions, 4 or 5 explosions. And then I opened the door and I heard gunshots, many gunshots.
Telephone surveillance and eyewitness accounts led police to believe that Abdelhamid Aboud may be hiding in the building. Police arrested 7 people, but have not said if they caught the Belgian militant accused of planning the attacks. 2 people were killed during the shootout that lasted for hours, including a woman who blew herself up with a suicide vest. Residents were jolted awake. This man says his son was screaming as he hid under the bed. Saint-Denis is a poor suburb of Paris with a large Muslim community. It's also near the National Soccer Stadium, one of 6 sites terrorists targeted Friday night. French President Francois Hollande praised the bravery of the security forces and said his nation is at war against terrorism. French police have conducted more than 400 searches since Sunday and seized dozens of weapons. In Paris, mourners are still crowding makeshift memorials to pay tribute to the victims.
There's definitely a feeling that things aren't quite the same, and I think it's going to take time.
The French government now says all 129 people killed in Friday's terror attack have been identified. Jonathan Bigliotti, CBS News, Saint-Denis, France.
French authorities say 4 officers were injured and a police dog was killed during the shootout. Meanwhile, President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin are embarking on a tentative path toward closer ties and possible military cooperation. The president is now praising Putin as a, quote, constructive partner in the fight against ISIS. Putin, too, is calling for the U.S. and Russia to stand together against the extremist threat and to end the civil war in Syria.
And there has been a tragedy close to home. State police are investigating a suspicious house fire in western Kentucky. 4 people were killed in the fire that broke out last night at a home in Callaway County that's just outside of Murray, Kentucky. So far, no suspects have been identified. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk with the latest on that. Michelle?
Yeah, 2 young children and a newly married couple were killed last night in a house fire that Kentucky State Police is now calling suspicious. KSP was notified of a house fire last night just before 10 o'clock in western Kentucky. Firefighters first discovered the body of 24-year-old Marisol Hernandez in the home on Kentucky 121. KSP tells me she did not die in the burning portion of the home. After the fire was extinguished, KSP says 3 additional bodies were discovered. 29-year-old Bomero Ariano, along with the bodies of a 5-year-old boy and 18-month-old girl. KSP says this is an active criminal investigation, and they are currently on the scene, are investigating the fire as arson.
We brought in one of our Leica scanners. It's a 3D imaging software, and we're just using that to help process the crime scene.
Now, police say they do not have a suspect at this time. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
And autopsies for the 4 victims are scheduled for tomorrow in Frankfort. Well, crews are still battling a forest fire in eastern Kentucky at this noon hour. That fire broke out west of Harlan near the Bell County line, and it has been burning for days and has already scorched 400 acres. Firefighters say the weather and the terrain are making it difficult for them to fight. High wind is also making the fire spread quickly, but homes in the area are said to be safe for now.
Well, what started out as a show of support for the family of a fallen police officer turned into a crime investigation by the end of the night. The Papa John's in Richmond donated all of its sales yesterday to the family of Officer Daniel Ellis. Now, police say a volunteer who was delivering pizzas last night was robbed. WKYT's Victor Puente has this crime tracker report. Victor?
Workers at this Papa John's tell me that driver was volunteering his time to help with a fundraiser for the family of Officer Daniel Ellis. Richmond police are now searching for 3 teens that they say assaulted him and then robbed him. Police say the attack happened around 8:30 last night as that driver was delivering 6 pizzas to Pine Street. They say as he was getting out of his car, a young man approached him and said he needed to get his money to pay him, but then slammed the driver into his car. They say 2 other teens then also assaulted the driver, stealing the pizzas and a small amount of cash. That driver called police once he was back at Papa John's. The business was donating all of the money they made that night to the family of Officer Daniel Ellis. Police say the driver is a volunteer firefighter from Frankfort. These thieves not only stole from him, but from the Ellis family as well. They plan on offering a reward for information in this case.
We have a business and the individual that's come in here to help, and then this happens. It's pretty disgusting, really.
Major Gregg tells me they had a call earlier in the night from near that same area of 3 teens trying to break into a car. They're checking to see if these crimes may be related. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. Police say the robbers were 3 teenage African-American males, 2 in black hoodies, the 3rd in a black and white hoodie in horizontal stripes. Parole has been denied for a man who killed an eastern Kentucky sheriff's deputy. David Wayne Childers crashed his vehicle into Pike County Deputy James Thacker's cruiser head-on while intoxicated 3 years ago. Childers pleaded guilty to manslaughter and was sentenced to 20 years behind bars. The parole board says it came to the decision based on the severity of the charges, history of drug problems, and disciplinary issues while in prison. He is eligible for parole again in another 2 years. Well, as if beating Duke wasn't gift enough, a big-time recruit is giving the Big Blue Nation another present.
Within the last hour, another 5-star recruit announced that he will suit up for the Wildcats next season, and that gives Coach Cal yet another top-ranked recruiting class. WKYT's Dave Baker is with us live with the latest on that. Dave.
Guys, this is the last day of the fall signing period, and in 24 hours, the Cats not only took out the Blue Devils, but with an 11th hour recruiting coup, take over the top spot in next year's recruiting rankings. The last hour, they've gotten a verbal commitment from Malik Monk. Now, Monk is rated by most as a top 5 player in next year's class, and it gives Cal 4 5-star recruits in a class that one observer called his best recruiting class at Kentucky and maybe the best class in college basketball history. Monk is 6'3", 185 pounds. His roots at Arkansas couldn't be any deeper. His brother Marcus played football and basketball for the Razorbacks from 2004 to 2007. His cousin Kai Madden is on the team right now, and he plays his high school basketball in the shadow of the Walmart World Headquarters in Bentonville. Monk typed a personal note that he posted on his Twitter account. In it, he thanked his family for all of their support before announcing that he'll be coming to Kentucky. He says he chose the Wildcats because he wanted to win a national championship with his friends. devastating news for Arkansas athletics and an unbelievable 24-hour period for John Calipari. He gets 5-star Bam Adebayo yesterday morning, beats Duke last night, and then hauls in 5-star Malik Monk this morning. We'll have more coming up in a little bit, guys.
All right, Buzzy, thank you. Monk joins #1 point guard De'Aaron Fox, 5-star power forwards Bam Adebayo and Sasha Kilea Jones, and 5-star small forward Wenyen Gabriel in UK's 2016 class. We'll get those names down,
Well,
Pat.
that's right.
We will.
Looks like the tradition is going to continue, right? Tyson Chicken is pulling some of its most popular wings from store shelves. We'll tell you the reason behind that recall next on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, it was another good night for Harlan native Jordan Smith on The Voice. We'll explain coming up on WKYT News at noon.